Hello everyone, I'm so excited to see all of you here in our next seminar, Seminar 10. And today we will discuss the topic of Between the Wars, where we will include the life and the works of such a prominent author like Robinson Jeffers, Edward Leslie Cummings, and Marianne Moore. So let's get started. Firstly, we will look at the life and the works of Robinson Jeffers, who will be followed by Edward Estlin Cummings. And lastly, we will discuss about the biography of Marianne Moore. So, the first author, the poet and the prophet, this is Robinson Jeffers. He was born on January 10th, 1887 in Pennsylvania, and he is considered as the son of the biblical scholar. Therefore, maybe he got Greek and Latin background knowledge, and at this time his Greek was very perfect. And he attended Occidental College and then USC. This is also one of the colleges that in the United States of America. Then he meets with Una Cole Custer, which will end with their marriage. But unfortunately, Una was ill with cancer, and therefore she dies in 1950. But Jeffers fell into depression and he also dies after 12 years, and this is in 1962. And maybe he loved his wife a lot, therefore he couldn't bear living without her, and therefore maybe he was also ill with the depression or the stress, and he couldn't sustain that stress maybe. And about Jeffrey's works, he gained his popularity in 1924, and his peak, the fame of his works goes to 20s and the 30s of that century, but with his opposition to US government in World War II, his works fell dramatically, his status fell dramatically. But Jeffrey's work became more and more political, reaching its peak with the collection, and this is after war, and he wrote the collections like The Double X and other poems in 1948. And in response to his works, Random House issued a statement saying that they didn't endorse Jeffrey's views. And he wrote a lot of short prose, epic poems, and an adaptation of media. And in his works, he tried to include and reflect the themes like nature, humanity, and society. Next author and writer is Edward Estlin Cummings. Regarding his background and about his life, Edward Estlin Cummings was born on October 14th in 1894 in Cambridge, and he wanted to be a poet since childhood, and he wrote a poem each day from age 8 to 22. And he also tried writing in different styles. He was considered not only writer but also a painter, and we can see his approximately 2,900 poems, 2 autobiographical novels, and 4 plays, few essays, and numerous drawings and paintings that were famous at his and in a contemporary time. And About his career, he received a lot of awards from different literary prizes. For example, he received Dial Award in 1925, Guggenheim Fellowship in 1933, and Shelley Memorial Award for Poetry in 1944, Harriet Monroe Prize from Poetry Magazine in 1950, and Fellowship of American Academy of Poets 1950 as well, and in the next year he again received Guggenheim Fellowship, and he also received professorship at Harvard University between the years 52 and 53, and he received a lot of prizes that are included in this list. And the last but not least, Marianne Moore. This lady was born in Kirkwood in 1887, and she grew up in Carlisle. This is a city in St. Louis, and she earned BA, her bachelor's in biology and histology. Even though she didn't have any literary background, her talent and her talent astonished everyone because she wrote such social and human-centered topics, and she taught at Carlisle High School, and she worked at New York Public Library, and she was editor of Dial magazine, and she dies in 1972 in New York City. In terms of Moore's works, she wrote mainly poetry, and she also wrote writing essays about painting, music, and literature. And her first volume of poems was called Poems, which was released in 1921, and the second volume was Observation, that saw the public in 1924. Um, and in the list of her best poems, and An Octopus was considered as the best one, and she also is the she was also nominated with several awards, including Pulitzer Prize in Poetry, National Book Award, and Bowling Prize. And the last volume that represents her poetry is the In Distrust of Marriage. That is the end of our today's session, and your task is to draw a Venn diagram. It depends on you whether to draw. You may draw it in Word, or you may make it as a JPEG file, or you may make it a realia, like a poster. And please compare those three aforementioned authors. You may mention about their works in different columns, but in the middle of the columns, you may write their similar features, okay? So, and after that, please upload your file or picture to Moodle, okay? That is the end of our session. I think that this lesson was informative, and please do research on those authors. You may choose one, and you may do research and learn a lot. There are a lot of files and videos on Moodle. Please watch and read all of them in order to comprehend the topic in an informative and in a productive way. Thanks a lot for your attention. See you in our next seminar.